I only have 1 day left. I need you to go to the hospital and find out as much as you can about Anna. The images on the tape are leading us somewhere. Katie saw them all too. I think before you die, you see the ring.
Hey, yo, friends, welcome back. It's another Monday. It's In Madness Pod episode already 113. I'm Shawn the Butcher here with Vertebrae33. How's it going?
It's going good, Shawn. 113. It threw me off. I had 43 in my notes, or 44 or something. I don't know what it was, but I quickly renumbered it. 113. Something to be proud of.
What was our 100th episode? Or did we I think we talked about it in our 100th episode.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
I don't remember which one it was, but we definitely
that threw us off.
Yeah.
It threw us off.
Yeah.
Now we'll know. When we hit 200, we're going to know.
Yeah, we definitely were talking about doing Inside Madness 0.5s already, and it's only been 1 week. Thank you for joining us, the premier podcast, In Madness Pod, on the socials at In Madness Pod. Tell your friends. You can hit us in the mail sack, inmadnesspod@gmail.com. We'll read your emails on air. Tell your friends. You could check us out on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Give us the 5-star reviews, and don't forget to tell your friends. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist. We have added a ridiculous amount of music to this playlist. It grows with every single episode. I'm positive by the end of this episode, it'll probably grow by a couple of songs. I wanted to just pull it up real quick because of how random it is and see what the last thing we added to it was. I have it right here. We did Biz Marquee, Nobody Beats the Biz, Red Water. Christmas morning. We did the Wu-Tang song Reunited because you had the ODB line, I don't walk, I get carried, in our previous episode.
Yeah,
so
that's a future goal for me, Shawn. That's a future goal. And I don't want to be carried because I can't walk. Let's be clear. I want to be capable of walking and have somebody carry me. That's what makes it cool.
All of these songs on the In Madness Spotify playlist, we drop a new episode every Monday, no matter how mad the madness is in our crazy lives. So make sure you spread the madness and tell everybody you know about this show. You can represent with a shirt at inmadness.com. You can get yourself a million mugs like Vertebrae has and get yourself an In Madness mug at inmadness.com. And what mug do you have for episode 113, Vertebrae?
I really wish I had a ring mug. I don't have a ring mug. So I got this Vegas mug, but it's like black and red in the middle. Look at that. Beautiful Vegas mug. 2 Vegas mugs. That's the second one.
Do you have other Vegas mugs?
Yes, I think I showed it. No?
Well, do you have, like, besides the 2 that you've already shown, were those the only 2 Vegas mugs?
Yeah, I think I have one from the Luxor, like a glass one from like 20 years ago or something. But I'm going to start to, you've inspired me. So I'm going to, at some point, reorganize these mugs. I'm in the middle of reorganizing my office and have added a new bookshelf and reorganizing all of the whole Vertebrae library here, and have an area where I'm going to build myself some little mug kind of display, probably just to clear out some cabinet space for Mrs. Vertebrae because there's just too many mugs getting in the way of everything. But I am going to catalog them because on your inspiration, maybe I'll even give them to you and you can put them in an Excel spreadsheet for me because I know you love that. But I am going to write them down, and I made a goal to find out exactly how many Star Wars mugs I have, because that was something you asked. So I think first we'll find that out, because I think total number of mugs, Shawn, might be too much. Imagine if someday this podcast just changes and it's just like Shawn decides he doesn't want to do it anymore, and it's just me by myself talking about mugs.
The mug cast, you talking to a mug for an hour.
I'm like 75 years old and I'm just talking to people about my mug collection.
I got this one at the airport behind some lady who ordered 8 coffees.
See? It's a good story. Got to have a story with the mug. Can't just have a mug, right?
Do you have the vinyl for this movie?
I do. There, it's behind me.
Sick.
Hold on.
We're gonna post this on the In Madness
Check
socials.
this out
Look
on
at
the
that
social.
beautiful thing. Oh, it's
But
an eye also.
yeah, but hold
So
on.
cool.
Hold on. For you listening at home, you're going to have to imagine you can see this.
Oh my
But I'm
god.
going to show Sean.
I love when he pulls out the props. What the it's black ink.
So it's like green vinyl, like translucent
Amazing.
green vinyl with like black in the middle, and it's like dirty and
Sludge.
sludge.
Sick.
Yeah. Look, you're
So
reflecting.
yeah, I know. It's kind of
On
ruining.
YouTube, I could see Sean in the reflection of the record. Look at that. Hey. Yes, we'll show pictures of it online for anybody driving in their car, listening. Like
Put that thing away like properly. Don't just like toss it willy-nilly.
I do. I just tossed it on. Why, you think it's bad luck?
Oh my god, yeah, for real. She'll get mad.
Yeah. So
with that,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was like, you didn't do your intro yet.
I did the intro. I was gonna say your hint last week. One of my favorite hints for any movie was "oh well," which applies like both words apply separately to the hint, like the "oh" and the "well." It's very so. Do you want to tell the family, if they don't know already, what movie we are covering this week?
Yeah, if you haven't guessed or you're watching on YouTube and you didn't look up at the screen, we're doing The Ring from 2002. So directed by Gore Verbinski, and he goes on to do the Pirates movies, Sean, and Rango. Did you ever see the animated film Rango, where Johnny Depp does it's like a gecko, I think, voice, or some sort of lizard voice that was done by ILM. And then you saw the score there. The reason I have the score is it's composed and arranged by Hans Zimmer, who is the man of scores. So gotta add that to the collection for sure. Now,
also to the In Madness Spotify playlist.
Yes, we'll pick a song for sure. They didn't release any soundtrack that coincided with the film. Now everything comes out, right? This is I don't think this is a Mondo. Maybe this is a Waxworks one or something that released, but it doesn't come out for the original theatrical run. It comes out in 2005 at the same time as the sequel, and they basically combined the music for the first and second film. So when years later now, when vinyl's in and people are collecting it again, now you can finally get, that was a big deal when they put that score out, that you could get all of it, the original score, and not be chopped up from 1 and 2. So The Ring, based off of Ringu, the 1998 Japanese film. So I did not see that film. I've never seen that film.
So
my plan is to see it.
I posed to you. I was going to do it in a couple of sentences from now, but do you want to do our Inside Madness about Ringu? I think it's on Shudder right now.
Yes. So I think after we do these episodes, we should talk about that.
It'll be like our Nosferatu moment watching him, our first like old film that we've never seen. And
because you've never seen it either?
I've never seen Ringu ever. I don't think I have. I may have, but it might have been a pandemic watch. I don't remember, but I think we should watch it and review it, like not thoroughly, but like an Inside Madness, and just talk about a couple of things. And I think
sounds good. And
Madness family can join us as well.
That is directed by Hideo Nakata and written by Hiroshi Takahashi, and it's based off a novel from 1991. So I don't think I'll be able to. I can't
fit
read
it
Japanese.
On the shelf.
I can't read Japanese, so there's room on the shelf, but like I can't read Japanese.
Oh,
but
they probably rewrote it in English.
I wonder. There's a novelization of Godzilla -1 that they never did in English.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they still haven't released it, I don't think, on like DVD in English yet.
No, well, I think there's a Blu-ray out, but I think you had to buy it from Toho or something. But there's a novelization which I really wanted to read, and there was a very poorly translated version of it online because I was curious to see, how that was written. I don't know if there's ever been novelizations of Godzilla. We're digressing to something else, but I don't know. But So they go through a bunch of different drafts of this script, and it goes into production without a completed script, Shawn. So they're kind of working on the fly a little bit as they're doing it.
Okay.
So, and then, if we kind of go into, we won't get to the rest of these films, but we can kind of get to the Ring universe for a second.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, go ahead because I'll comment on something else also. Go ahead. Yes.
okay, so 98 gives us Ringu, right? Which I'll tell, and then we'll get to in a second. So then 2002, the American remake, The Ring comes out. 2005, The Ring 2. 2017, Rings comes out. And then there's other Japanese films, like they do a Ring 2, they do a Ring Zero Birthday, they do some 3D ones, they do a bunch of offshoots of this film. And in 99, there was a Korean remake called The Ring Virus, South Korean adaptation. There was also a TV series called
Jesus.
Ring, The Final Chapter. And there was also video games on this, The Ring Terror Realm
Whoa.
and Ring Infinity.
No way.
Yeah, so I never realized that this was such a big
Franchise.
universe. Yes,
Yeah.
and this original thing, this whole Ring universe is basically inspired by this Japanese ghost story that tells this, sad tale of this girl and a samurai and the curse, which I kind of now really need to check that story out. But in watching this, I'm going to tell you that I saw The Ring when it came out. I don't know many people that didn't see The Ring when it came out. I don't know a lot of people that went on to talk about Ring 2.
Can I tell you real quick that Ring 2
Yeah.
is my most hated movie of all time? And I
Really?
didn't notice it until I watched it maybe for the second or third time because throughout it, the mother, 90% of her dialogue is her screaming the son's name, but
Mm.
but annoyed. Like she's not like frightened for him or whatever. Like she'll talk and he won't pay attention. So she just goes, Aiden, Aiden, Aiden. And that is the whole movie. And it wasn't until like I was 40 minutes in till I'm like, this has got to be the 700th time she has done that like progression of annoyed with the, and I was like, this movie sucks. So I could
Mhm.
not get through the Ring 2. That it's always going to stay with me how much that like I'm like, this is just going to keep going. She's just going to be annoyingly angrily yelling at this kid to try and
Mhm.
get his attention, and he's just going to be weird, even weirder than he was throughout the duration of this movie. This movie loved the sequel. I hated it.
So what about Rings that comes out in 2017?
I literally have not seen anything. I put this like The Ring. This one is like The Crow to me. Like this is
Mhm.
the everything, and everything else that's around it is just a copy.
So I feel like I'm gonna have to see Ring 2 and Rings because I'm the completist with this and check it out. And maybe if I can get to it by the time we do the next inside, I almost said 0.5. Next Inside Madness, we can talk about it. I didn't know until I started looking the stuff up that this universe was sort of so vast. Saying that out loud, I am shocked. Rings 2017, 2025, we're not talking about something else in the Ring universe. Totally shocked that there's not some Blumhouse or something that's, you know, populated. I did not look it up. Maybe there is something in development, but it's not anything that I've seen on any of the blogs or it's being a big deal right now. They never like to let things lie. Never. For sure, somebody's somewhere thinking about doing something with this universe. This movie is hugely influential. Some people will say one of the most influential horror movies in like the 2000s, in the early 2000s, right? So it goes on to, make other Japanese horror films become a thing, right? J horror becomes a thing. And there's The Grudge and Dark Water, I think it's called as well, that kind of become big deals because of this. So anytime one of these movies then kicks off copycats and things that we see people parroting in other films, it's hard to watch this movie now. And truth be told, this is the first time I've done this for this podcast. I only watched for this movie the first half. I've never done this before. I did not. I watched the first half of this movie and did research for the first half, and I have yet to watch the second half. I wanted to try something different and see if I don't get a different emotion when I watch it as it goes along, because this movie starts to get crazier and crazier. And it's been so long since I saw it that I was like, maybe I'll be genuinely surprised or taken aback, and that will make my notes different. So I do have, gnarly bits and stuff for the first half, but I don't have, often I'll have it all laid out already and know where we're headed. So I'm not always remembering where we're headed right now. I'm trying something new, Shawn.
That's good. I like it. 2.5 years in, mix things up a little bit. I'm sure we probably have the same cutoff point.
I'm wondering. We'll see. I hope so, because then I don't have notes after that.
It's all good. I know exactly where we're gonna be. I'm very excited. I saw this in theaters, like you said. I probably saw it at the Broadway Mall in Hicksville, because this was early 2000s when I was hitting the movie theaters like every week to see every movie. It scared the living crap out of me. I remember being very excited for it to come out on DVD so I could buy it immediately and own it. And I have had this DVD for a very long time. Like I said, I've never seen Ringu, so I think that should be our inside madness. Definitely.
Yep.
Scenes from this film are, as we love to say on this podcast, iconic. They stick with me till this day. Horrifying images that like have dug inside my brain, and I will never ever forget as long as I live. I love there's parts of the movie that glitch out, like VHS tracking. I love that. And I just love like the whole culture of like the VHS, VCR culture and how it plays so much into this story.
Yeah.
So
and
I'm ready.
It starts glitching out right away in the beginning.
Yes. So I'm ready for the beginning. Are you ready to go? You got all your stuff in?
Yeah.
Our movie opens. We got these girls sitting in a room watching TV. Rainy night. Nothing's on. And immediately one of them goes, have you heard about the videotape that kills you when you watch it? We're not even a full 30 seconds into this movie, and we're getting right to the point. I love it. One girl tells the other girl, Katie, about she's heard about this legendary tape. A girl comes on smiling at you. She can see you through the screen. Once the tape ends, your phone rings. Someone knows you watched it. They say you're going to die in 7 days.
There you go. Once again, 7 on the In Man This podcast.
And then 7 days later, you die. Katie becomes very upset. She says, who told you? Her friend asks, what's the problem? Katie goes, I watched it. Bum, bum, bum. No, Katie. But her friend doesn't believe her. Katie insists. Her and her boyfriend watched the tape and thought it was a joke. Then the phone rang a week ago tonight. Her friend still thinks she's full of shit. Katie begins choking and falls into her friend's lap and then laughs because it's all a sick joke. Not funny.
And Shawn, this whole movie is not only doing its own thing, but it's making a statement on other horror films and genre films at the same exact time. And what's cool about that in a movie like Scream as well, the original Scream, is they're able to sort of look at this stuff tongue in cheek and kind of examine this stuff and pull it apart, but they introduce new things so it still scares people, right? Because it's not as scary to pull it apart to daylight and just discuss it, but it introduces new things to the genre, which then turns it on its head and then makes this even scarier. On our last episode, I talked about the Stephen Graham Jones books, and I'm almost done the 3rd book, and that's what those books do really well too. Is it gives you all the notes and all the beats that you have from these genre movies and slasher films in particular, and then just chops it up in a different way and throws a whole bunch of other stuff on it that you didn't expect. And so that's what's cool about this movie too, is because really it could just, without all the other stuff, this beginning part could feel very cheeky, right? It didn't get serious.
But it's not. It's very tense because the girls are having a laugh. But the phone rings. All of a sudden, Katie looks nervous. And her friend goes, "There really is a tape, isn't there?" Her friend picks up the phone. She listens and nervously looks at Katie and slowly hands her the phone. But it's her mom. These girls build the tension so high. And then it's like, just joking. Psych, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. And you expect they're going down that hallway to where the phone's ringing.
You're just getting ready for it. You're like,
We
what's going to happen?
see this hallway a few times in this beginning sequence, and you are sure as anything that something's popping out in that hallway. 100%.
Katie walks past the TV. It turns on. There's static on the screen. She turns it off, but it turns back on. She unplugs the TV. She looks in the blank reflection of the TV, and this like almost predator clear figure thing scurries past behind her. She's horrified. She goes up to check on her friend upstairs. There's water coming out from under the door. The doorknob is dripping wet. Katie opens the door, and there is an image of a well on the TV screen, and the camera pulls back. There's this high-pitched shrieking noise. The camera zooms into Katie's face, and her entire face like deteriorates. Her eyes sink in. Her skin turns green. She's screaming. She morphs quickly right in front of our face, and then we get a bunch of these images quickly flashing across the screen right into static.
Very cool.
Now we got creepy-ass Aiden. Easily the creepiest kid on earth. He's in school drawing, only one in class. Mom storms in, pissed off, yelling at her boss. Kid heads to the car. Mom, Rachel, she's got to have a chat with the teacher.
Yeah. Mom, Rachel, who he calls Rachel.
This kid is, and that's only 1/15 of his weirdness.
Yeah.
Teacher knows that Aiden's cousin, Katie, died recently. She wants to know if mom has spoke to him about it. She says Aiden is not the talkative type. And teacher goes, that doesn't mean he doesn't have anything to say. And mom's like, damn, you got me. Teacher says Aiden is expressing himself in other ways. I'd like to show you something. Uh-oh. There's no way this is going to end well.
Yeah, and when you're done this little sequence, we need to pull this apart a little bit. But
So all these pics Aiden drew of his dead cousin Katie, some are splashed with water. Teacher is concerned. Mother insists he's fine. Teacher's like, you say she died 3 days ago? Aiden drew these last week. Oh no, he's as creepy as they get.
Dun, dun, dun. So let's talk about this, Shawn.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, the mom identifies right away that that's his cousin he's drawing from Aiden's drawings. She says right away, that's his cousin from this little kid's drawings. There's just absolutely no way for her to know that that's his cousin. Second, wait, let's think about this. He lost his cousin who he's very close to 3 nights ago. He's just in school. And the teacher doesn't even know the time frame on this. Are you kidding me? You lost a family member. They passed away. You're very close to them. And you're just back in school 3 days ago. Also, she says the drawings are from last week. Why did she think they were strange if they were from last week? Last week would have been before the cousin passed away. She didn't think to bring that up to the mom then. This is the part that falls apart. This is the hokiest part of this beginning thing. This sequence, I watched this 3 times and it because I was like, maybe I'm missing something. It makes no sense. Your cousin passes away and you're back at school. There's not even a note. The teacher just kind of knows. Like, oh, I know they're close. Or what? Oh, 3 days ago? Oh, crap. I didn't realize that. I was giving this kid a ton of homework. What's the bereavement period for this? But we do get the classic like kid drawing stuff, right? The creepy kid's gonna draw creepy stuff. I'll tell you right now, Shawn, if my parents got pulled into school every single time I was drawing something creepy, they would be there once a week. They would have been there all the time, and I would have been in trouble. And they would have been like, "Get this kid out of this school right now," because that's all I did was draw
One
creepy
time
stuff.
on the back of a Spanish test, I wrote Sepultura, and
Mhm.
they called my family because they're like, why is he writing this on his paper? And I'm like, it's a
Mm.
band name, and like I thought they think I was gonna like fucking burn the school down or something.
So I all right, you shared. So I'm gonna share a quick story. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
So there's a high school art show, and I did this. You ever do those things where, like in high school art, where you draw something and it's gridded out, and then you draw it in the bigger grids on the other paper, and that's how you like make it bigger,
Uh-huh.
right? So you kind of match, you grid like the photo, and then it's block one, and you're filling in block one with the drawing, and it kind of helps you flesh out the whole thing. So I did this. I did this drawing of Robert Smith from The Cure, and he's holding up a piece of paper to his face, right? And it has like some lipstick marks on the other side. Well, it was supposed to be for the art show. Except when my parents got to the art show at the high school, it was no longer up because they took it down and they said they thought it was looked like he was doing drugs. So they like took it down from, so I was banned from the high school art show. And then once in class, when we had to draw one of the other kids in the class, and they were the model or whatever, I drew them with their head in their lap because I thought it was funny. And I got in a lot of trouble for that too. I wasn't being mean to the person. I just was like being creative with, we got to draw this still life and we got to do whatever. So in art school and in high school, when I had to draw like, flowers, if they put them out and on the table, I'd draw the flowers, but then I'd put all these fangs on it and have all this like dripping goo and do all this weird stuff. So this creepy kid and I, we don't have anything in common except the drawing, I guess.
But you got a lot in common though.
But we got a lot in common, maybe. But
Do you also never blink?
No, I blink a lot, so
For
I'm fine.
Christ's sake.
Yeah, but this is a weird little bit. It's almost like they had to get through this scene really quick, but there's just a plot holes that you could drive a truck through in this opening sequence with this teacher here.
However, his room is super cool. He's got some dinosaurs on his nightstand. His lamp is a UFO. I want that lamp. So fucking cool. Mom's tucking him in creepily. He's like, we don't have enough time. She's like, sorry, I've been working a lot lately, but you know damn well that's not what he's talking about.
Mm-mm.
He means, I'm talking about before we die. No, Aiden. Mom says he has lots of time. Without blinking, this friggin' kid never blinks. He goes, you know when I'm going to die? Mom's like, no one knows. You don't have to worry about that. And this creepy bastard goes, Katie knew. She told me. She said she didn't have enough time. He rolls his creepy ass over and goes, good night, Rachel. What a strange, strange child.
Yeah, I don't dig the whole calling mom Rachel thing. But it's funny, Shawn, is little kids often before they go to sleep, just like you and I have like kind of racing thoughts when we're trying to sleep. The same thing's going to happen to a little kid, and that's sometimes where you get some of the weirdest comments is like right before they go to sleep, which is like the worst time to have those kind of weird comments come out at you, because think of the thoughts tonight when you go to sleep that are drifting through your head before you're kind of like dozing off, and they often can be some weird thoughts, and the kids are just going to blurt it out. But yeah, this kid, I'm not a fan of this kid, Shawn.
He's the scariest part of this movie. To me. I also had a revelation at this point while watching the 7-day thing. Also, it's raining every single day in this thing.
Yes.
Are we in 7 universe?
Oh man. And are they're like neighbors?
I mean, well, there is a library, which I do call Somerset's library later on in this. We can get to that maybe in part 2.
Okay.
Mom's freaking out. She can't find her black dress. She goes out in the living room. Aiden has laid it all out for her. He's also dressed himself and doing his own tie. I can't even do my own damn tie.
Oh, I got you, Shawn. I can do your tie for you. But so she couldn't take any. Her niece died. She couldn't take any time off of work.
Well, she's a busy business,
and he couldn't take any time. He couldn't take any time off from school.
Yeah, yeah.
And now that's how soon it was. Now we're headed out for the service. Wow.
And not just any death, like a horrifying death.
Yeah, like I don't know how this doesn't stop this entire family, every family member cold. Like how are you functioning?
Rachel's busy and Aiden's just I feel like Aiden was creepy before this happened. I'm sure he's just been like that.
You think?
I don't know. The boy's got something about him. Just sends chills down my spine.
I mean, he drew the drawing a week before.
He's got these Danny Torrance shining powers that bug me out.
Maybe he's in on it, Shawn.
Oh.
Inside job.
Him and Mr. Morgan.
Yeah.
They go to Katie's wake. Aiden walks his creepy ass up to her picture and lays one single white rose in front of it. The neighbors are there talking shit, of course, about this dead kid. They don't just have strokes like that. Why is it a closed coffin? It must be drugs. Fucking neighbors are the worst. Rachel goes up to her sister, gives her a big hug, says she's sorry. See Dad over there on the sofa. The dude is traumatized. He's
the only guy who has the accurate response to this stuff in the movie is this guy.
He's on another planet, this guy. Mother says she was on the internet for hours. Didn't find one case of a 16-year-old girl's heart just stopping. Talked to 3 doctors. Not one could tell me what happened to her. However, Rachel fails to bring up this school art situation that he's been drawing his dead cousin for the last week or so.
Yeah.
Rachel is an investigative journalist, and her sister wants her to do some digging around and find out exactly what the hell happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Mom goes, I saw her face. Which, my friends, brings me to my
milking of the alpacas moment.
There are moments that happen in movies that disturb me so deeply to my core that I will never forget them. The alien experiment scene from Fire in the Sky, which we covered. Reagan's brain testing scene in The Exorcist was my moment when they're like doing that, and she's like,
Splinter almost dying 17 times.
Man, I'm being for real. And this girl in this closet.
Right. So we cut to it. We get a huge jump scare right here.
Mother says she saw her daughter's face. The camera flashes to Mother opening the closet door. Curled up in the corner is Katie. Her face is mangled, twisted, contorted. It's green. It's lifeless. The eyes are like yellow. The mouth is twisted. It is absolutely horrifying. And her head just falls forward and the camera cuts. And this all happens in the span of 1.3 seconds.
Yeah.
With this horrifying screech behind it. Until this day, it still gives me nightmares. Creeps me the fuck out. You say right before you go to sleep, all the things are going through your head. That face is one of the things that always is you're never going to sleep again. And I'm like, oh my God.
Thanks a lot, Shawn.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have that.
Yeah. No matter what it is, it's oh my God, I do laundry. I gotta get gutters on the outside. Oh my God, the face. Oh my God, the face. Okay. Metallica. I gotta, yeah, exactly. Mother is freaking out. So Rachel is beginning her investigation.
Mhm.
Heads outside to smoke a butt and hears Katie's friends chatting. They say the friend Becca, who Katie was with that night, got taken away in a straitjacket because she had the shit scared out of her.
Mhm.
Rachel's like, maybe they were in the room getting high. But no, this creepy dude sitting at the other table goes, it's not about that. It's about the tape that kills you when you watch it.
Yeah, that guy's annoying. I wrote in my notes, we get the annoying dude saying
He's got some horribly annoying name too. I wrote it down, but then when I redid my notes, his name annoyed me so much that I just deleted it. I'm like, I don't even need to bring up his name. But Katie watched the tape with her boyfriend Josh, who is now also dead. He killed himself the same night that Katie died.
Mm.
And here comes creepy ass Aiden in his creepy little suit, not blinking. He sees an image of legs running up the stairs in his mind, so up he goes.
Mhm.
Heads to the door, same door Katie opened. He looks at the floor in front of the door, and it's stained black from where all the water was. He opens the door, and there's the TV, but it's off. He stands in front of it, and once again, in the reflection of the TV, this almost clear predator-looking figure scoots by.
Mhm.
Aiden sees it, but Mom busts his creepy ass standing there in the dark in front of the TV. She's like, we shouldn't be in her room. And of course, Aiden, never wavering from the bit, says it's not her room anymore and heads back downstairs.
Yeah, this kid's a lot. And the Rachel stuff and everything, it's already we don't have a likable character in this movie yet, Shawn.
Yeah. Yet.
Yet. That's
And
what I said,
we're gonna get a couple. And that I feel like alleviates a little bit of the pressure.
Uh-huh.
Mom starts creeping around, finds a book in Katie's room, opens it. Or was it it's her friend's room. Finds a
Mhm.
bunch of pictures with the faces carved out of each one aggressively. She also finds a photo stub to pick up developed pictures. I think it might be Katie's room. I don't know who the hell's room it is.
It is because
Yeah,
she's there,
yeah.
right in the room. Yep.
Rachel gets the pictures, and while looking through them all, finds the last one, and every kid in the picture's face is blurred out. Uh-oh. She's checking the newspaper. We see Katie's boyfriend's obituary. Teen dies and high rise fall. There were also two other friends in the picture. Two other friends who watched the tape died in a car accident. Same day as Katie and her boyfriend. Same time as well. 10 p.m. Rachel does more investigating and finds out what time Katie died. You guessed it. 10 p.m.
Yeah, I love all the little investigating. We're getting all the investigating bits for me, Shawn. But also, do you remember what it was like to have to drop your film off to get developed?
That when I started interning,
Mhm.
one of my jobs was to, like, every Friday go get pictures developed.
Yeah, and like you take some crazy photos and then you're just getting developed and then you find out years later that the people who work there could make other copies of of those photos if they wanted to. Yeah, how precious our phones are to us now with all the photos that we keep on our phone and we need them and everything, right? Getting it developed. How many weddings where it was in vogue to have the disposable camera on the table and then somebody takes it in the bathroom and take photos of other parts of
Dick
the body and then you
pic.
drop them off to get developed and there you go. But that's one of the things now if they did this movie, do they set it during that time period or do they set it now? Because now everyone has the electronic device in their pocket.
Yeah, the picture would just be on the phone and their face would be blurry.
Yeah, but no, they could even get the phones could get some of the static and all that stuff could go from the phones. Like that could be a way to transfer this insanity. But anyway.
In the picture she developed, there's a picture of the lodge where all the dead friends watch the tape. So Rachel goes to the lodge. She meets the adorable, very likable Norman Bates-like lodge keeper dude who's doing card tricks poorly.
Yeah, the Shelter Mountain Inn, it's called.
He adds a little comic relief to this very traumatizing movie.
Yeah.
Rachel shows the dude the pics of Katie and asks if he remembers her. He does, because they didn't pay. They were complaining about the TV, which is why the lodge got these video players, plus a selection of tapes to watch, which is, I think, awesome. But she sees a tape, no box, just random ass tape laying on the shelf with the others. She decides to stay at the cabin and grabs the tape. Kids were at cabin 12. Oh, how I wish it was cabin 7. Outside of the cabin, up on a hill, is a singular tree with all these red leaves on it. She pops the VHS and the VCR, and the tape begins with this frightening, hypnotic circle. It's dark. The circle is light.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? We got
Yes.
a river of blood, like The Shining, a shot of the
Wow.
chair, a comb going through hair, a woman brushing her hair in the mirror, but the mirror moves. We see a dark, creepy figure in the mirror. The mirror moves back to Mother. There's a shot like Norman Bates' mother looking out of an upstairs window. There's a shot of a tree blowing in the wind with a fly crawling through the shot like it's on the lens.
Mm-hmm. We'll get back to that soon.
We get these horrific images, something like intestines being pulled from a mouth, a face being choked with a bag. You see what looks like an eclipse, then a tree burning, then a finger pushes down on a nail, and the nail goes through the finger and pops off the fingernail. There's a high-pitched noise in the background. We see pools of maggots, then a table, a chair, a cup of water, a large millipede with a million legs crawling out from under the table. We see what looks to be injured animals, more of this eclipse, then a bunch of severed fingers in a box, then the tree burning again with more flashing images of faces being suffocated with the bag. Back to Mother combing her hair. She stops, turns around, and looks dead in the camera. We get a shot of a chair spinning upside down, a ladder leaned against a wall, what seem to be dead horses laying on a beach, a woman on the edge of a cliff with the same tree from the beginning of the video. She free falls off the cliff, and then we see the completion of this eclipse with the full light circle as the ladder falls to the floor, and finally a still shot of a well, and the tape cuts to static.
That is a lot. And first of all, first time you see that blows your mind.
Freaked me out. I was like, how are we connecting all these dots?
What the hell's going on? Secondly, a lot of the imagery in there, not a lot of it, but kind of the whole concept of this is based off a lot of like surrealist artist videos that existed. And there's the ladder as a common theme. I think Magritte used the ladder, and Salvador Dali did stuff and did some weird videos. So I'm going to dig around some more because I was looking to see if I could find any of those videos online to kind of link to, and some people could see that. But there's a lot of those kind of cut images and other things. There's in there too. There was fingers show up, but there was like a box of fingers, right? Like twitching. I don't know what it all means, and I don't know if we need to know what it all means. We just need to know that it's like this is super messed up. But then what happens?
Well, Rachel seems disturbed. This TV hissing in the background, playing insanely loud, does not help to ease the tension by any means. She turns off the TV, the phone rings, and a girl whispers, 7 days. How many days?
7 days.
Rachel goes running out of the cabin. Thursday, day 1. It's pouring outside.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy ass Aiden is in the kitchen making his own lunch. Kid's like a 9-year-old grown ass adult. It's very odd. He heads to school.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a kid being industrious,
But he's
it's all done in a very like cold, calculating manner.
Like Patrick Bateman in friggin'
American Psycho.
American Psycho. I was like ironing his bed sheets. That's Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel's alone in her room, traumatized, staring at this VHS tape. Aiden crosses paths with a dude in a green jacket. They stop and have a look at each other before heading off in opposite directions. Turns out green jacket dude is Rachel's friend. He's telling her the kid's face is blurred, and the photo is a pretty cool effect.
You know, the green jacket too, Shawn, for a second, it's like watching it now. I was like, oh, like from what's the M. Night Shyamalan with the raincoat with the Unbreakable? He's always wearing like the
Yeah.
raincoat or
Yeah.
whatever.
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to know what it's got to do with the tape. She hands him a camera, tells him to take her picture, and wouldn't you know it, her face is blurred. She tells him scan the rest of the pics. Blurry face, blurry face, blurry face. He's like, isn't this about a tape? She whips out the tape, but she doesn't want him to see it. He's like, isn't that what I'm here for? Noah. This dude's name is Noah. She tells him the 4 kids are dead who watched it. And he says, not from a videotape. Let me see it. In goes the tape, and ring goes the phone. Rachel.
Yeah, I don't like this guy. And I don't know what she thinks she's doing, making the tape available. She plays loose and fast. We're going to find out soon with this tape. If you knew, Shawn, that you were in possession of a tape that could kill somebody who watched it in 7 days, would you just have it out for them?
Just laying on the kitchen table next to the peanut butter.
Yeah. For as together as she is with her job, right? She's a little bit, I don't know.
She's unattentive in other places that she needs to be more attentive, like with creepy ass Aiden.
Yeah, I mean, she's very cold too as a character in a lot of ways, and so is he. So is Aiden.
She refuses to pick up the phone as it's ringing. Noah's looking at her like she's crazy. She tells him 4 people are dead who watched the tape and that it takes a week to kill you, and now he really thinks she's crazy. She wants to know who made the tape, where'd it come from. He says, make me a copy, and she goes, I'll see what I can do. She goes to her phone, 1 message, bomb, bomb, bomb. She hits delete. She takes her ass to the AV room to make a copy of this tape, which just seems like an absolutely horrible idea. Why not just give him the original tape?
Yeah, let's back up a second. So we have her sitting outside staring at like out her balcony and stuff, right? After he's there looking at the tape, and she's outside staring out at the other buildings, and she sees people like with their TVs on, and she's very pensive. And that's a big reference to Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. Have you ever seen Rear Window?
No.
So that's about a photographer who's in a wheelchair because he has an accident. He has like a cast on his leg or
Simpsons
something.
Bit. Yeah, they did this in The Simpsons. Yeah,
and he believes he's witnessed a murder in the other building, but he's he's watching. Yeah, well, that's where they got it from. This Rear Window is a really good movie. Okay. That's one of the Hitchcock movies that we should definitely see. You should see it now that you know all the references.
Yeah, Bart breaks his leg and he's stuck inside the house, and he thinks Flanders murders his wife.
Yeah, so this guy, in this case, he has binoculars and he has his telephoto lens to look through. So they do a bunch of nods to other horror movies. But, this is one of Hitchcock's like favorite films. It's considered by many to be one of the greatest films ever made, Rear Window.
Okay.
And it received 4 Academy Award nominations. It was number 42 on AFI's 100 Years of 100 Movies list. And it's in the Library of Congress in the film registry as culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.
I
There's a lot that borrows from this movie. After you see it, you'll see this aesthetic in other things as well.
That's really cool. Yeah, maybe I should check it out.
Maybe we should do it on the podcast. I mean, we got to get to some Hitchcock films for sure.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I want to do Psycho soon. Soon. But yeah, maybe we'll do it for like a Inside Madness or something.
Mm-hmm.
So she copies this tape, which is a horrible idea.
Bad idea.
Equipment is getting messed up as she's doing the dubbing. Friday, day 2. She shows up to Noah's with a copy of the tape, and the numbers in the VCR are all messed up. However, it's just the numbers in the VCR. That really doesn't affect anything on the tape, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But Noah's an AV nerd, and he says he's going to find out where this tape came from. While reviewing the tape, Rachel notices there's more in the frame that they are not seeing. They try to expand the aspect ratio to see it, but the machine breaks. Noah's little girlfriend comes home and sees him and Rachel working together, and things get weird, so Rachel bails. She gets in a little argument with Noah and tells him this is pretty much where our journey together ends, and she takes the tape with her. And
the actress who plays his girlfriend is she was in all of like the CSI TV show stuff. What is her name? It's Paulie Perrette. She plays Beth in the movie, and she was on that show. She was kind of like this goth girl character on that show for many, many years.
Rachel walks out of the building and walks under a ladder, leaning against the wall, kind of like the one in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, day 3, psych ward. Becca, Katie's friend who was with her in the beginning of the movie, is committed, lost her mind from finding Katie's mangled corpse. Rachel is asking her about that night, if she knows how Katie died, but Becca is catatonic. She told you about a tape, didn't she? She was afraid, wasn't she? Something was happening to her. Tell me how she died. I need to know. And Becca goes, and you will. She'll show you. Rachel wants to know who's going to show her. Becca tells her, not now. 4 days. We see another shot of this tree up on the hill. Rachel goes to this super pro AV place. They're going to get her to see the full aspect ratio of this tape. She can also print images if she needs to.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, she's watching it again. She's this
Maybe
tape
you would think maybe it buys her another 7 days or something.
Oh, you think it opens the window again? I was thinking maybe it shortens
the time period. Yeah, maybe.
You're just messing with them now. Like, why are you watching it again?
She stretches this aspect ratio as far as it'll go, and all the way off to the side, she sees a lighthouse. She prints it out. She does some button mashing and brought back the shot of the tree with the fly crawling on the lens. She pauses the tape, but the fly's wing keeps moving. It's not on the lens. It's right there on the screen. She reaches up and pulls the fly almost out of the video, and immediately her nose starts bleeding.
And Shawn, I think we got to call up In Madness Penitentiary, and we got to get our buddy Charlie on the phone, because I need to know, can you expand the aspect ratio of videotape?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, and I believe that because it's like the tape itself is almost supernatural. Like I feel like a haunted tape would 100% have like a. I think that's kind of a brilliant idea, the way that they did it. Like, it's probably not possible, which is even why it's more of a. Well,
I want to know. I want Charlie to tell us if that's possible.
I'll have him write in, definitely, or call us from.
Could there be? What is his AV explanation of the ring? I'd love to hear that.
He is the AV guy at the penitentiary.
Yeah, how many DBs is on this?
Don't talk in DBs. So funny. Incorrect. Wrong formatting. Sunday, day 4, Somerset's library. Rachel is checking out books of lighthouses. She finds the one from the video. It matches her picture. It's on Moscow Island, what I'm going to call Lighthouse Island.
Yeah, and so Shawn, now we're getting somewhere in weirdness for me, because we're getting research in a library. We're getting stuff with a lighthouse on an island. Like, this is, yeah. The sequel should have just been all research, I think. And maybe you would have liked it better.
Oh, God, she just yells his name the whole movie. If you watch the sequel, I want you to take an Aiden count.
Okay.
There's nothing that bugs me more when, like, something is repeated over and over. It's kind of, it just drives me nuts.
So is it just his name, or when she yells it?
It's like his name is said 1,000 times in that movie, and it's from her. And I'm just like, they couldn't expand this script like a little more.
No, but what count do you want from me? You want the screaming or the just saying? What do you
don't know. I can't even
count
remember
how many times.
How many times she says his name.
Okay.
She does her little yahoo.com early 2000s internet search and finds the pic of mother from the video. Her name is Anna Morgan. Another Yahoo search quickly links her to the horse riding show, mother standing with the horse and a trophy. She does another quick search and is in total shock. Finds an article, mysterious sickness strikes Morgan Ranch horses. We see dead horses all over the beach. They are drowning. Another article, horses recovering after breeder's suicide. She finds Anna's obituary. We see the image from the video of the woman free falling off the cliff. Things are coming together. Apparently, she suffered from hallucinations. She was committed to a psychiatric hospital. Rachel's like, what the hell happened to you? But she looks down and she's been scribbling on a paper, and she's been scribbling out Anna's face from a picture she had printed out. Monday, day 5. Let me tell you, I love how fast we are flying through these days. There's no unnecessary bullshit. It's been day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I love how quick we're getting to what's going to happen. Also, it's still pouring outside.
But Shawn, before you get to the Monday, day 5, when she's doing her research and the scribbling and everything, that whole room with all those books, first of all, poorly organized, completely just a mishmash. But like, you get the zoomed in on the type and the frantic scribbling of notes. This is how, if they ever made a movie of the In Madness podcast, I would want my research scenes to look like this frantic scribbling and the turning of papers. And oh my God, I found another
hard on for this investigation process.
I love the investigation. And then the creepy little, she's been scribbling this lady's face the whole time. You know,
I really enjoyed that life-size, like monster-size book she had to get down from the top shelf. I was like, look at the size of that beast.
Yeah, well, that was like the newspapers and stuff. Remember when you had to go to the library? You're probably too young for.
No, you had to use the thing where you go back and forth with the film. That was right at the end. I was right at the end of that era. I was very young,
and so you could always, if you're going through an old newspaper, you would see you'd see whatever article, whatever the top stories are, and then you'd go through it, and then all of a sudden there'd always be some weird article in there, like, you know, man burns himself alive with iron or something, and you'd be like, wait, what? And it's just like a little blurb, and I'd always find one of those weird ones. It's almost like what was that Florida man, or what was that thing that was going around online, man in Florida or something like that,
where Florida man uses lawnmower, rides lawnmower and tornado. Yeah.
It was almost like that in there, because especially like the older the paper was, the more they would report on these really weird stories, and they would even report on them a way of like, oh, it could be like something pseudo supernatural happened, and you could find articles like that. So when you were looking at it on that screen, you felt like you were really like tapping into something that other people don't know.
Noah's copping himself some cigarettes from the corner bodega, and the girl at the register looks him in the eye and says, "You're gonna die," which catches Noah by surprise, clearly. And she goes, "My sister smoked 2 packs a day."
Woof. That is the worst. That's like a checkout person 101.
Way to keep it subtle.
Don't comment on what people are buying.
Ugh.
Right? If Shawn and I want to go in there and buy 6 packs of Twinkies, we're going to buy 6 packs of Twinkies. We don't want any judgment. Leave us alone. Yeah.
Noah's scoping his face out on security video camera. His face is blurred out. Uh-oh.
Not good.
Rachel gets home, pours herself a cup of water, and starts choking, and pulls this long, disgusting black hair out of her mouth like you would pull out of the drain in the shower. She's choking and gagging. It is so gross. And at the end of it, she pulls out this little like suction cup, like from an EKG machine, and she throws it on the floor.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And then before that, she gets home and the babysitter's there, and there's a little jump scare for the babysitter as well. They do a lot of those little character things in this movie that they subtly pull you in, because you're getting a little bit of kind of each of these people. Good movies do this. You know, they didn't do it very well with the teacher in the beginning, but they do it well with the
babysitter. Also provides some comic relief because she's asleep in front of the staticky TV, and then goes on to tell Rachel how, like, you know, she got tired, and then Aiden read her a book to sleep, and then she like kind of catches herself saying it, and she's like, why did I just say that? It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Water's leaking out of the phone, so Rachel goes to check on Aiden, opens the door to his room, and there's a girl with long black hair in a white dress, sitting on a chair in the middle of the room with a huge puddle underneath her. Rachel goes up to her, grabs her arm, and then this thing grabs her arm with its twisted looking arm. Rachel screams, and we see this vision of her in a psychiatric ward being filmed. Rachel wakes up gasping for air. She rolls up her sleeve, and she's got a burn mark of the handprint on her arm. She checks on Aiden's creepy ass. He's not in bed because he's in the other room watching the tape. No. What a dumbass.
God, what a crappy parent.
Just leaving the tape all over the house. Oh, like, it's in the dishwasher. Oh, it's
there's no way she baby proofed that house. There's no way. There's just no way. She just
Aiden probably baby proofed it himself with his creepy ass.
He probably did. She probably came home and he was probably like, "Mother, I fixed the crib so I will no longer fall out.
I put duct tape with styrofoam around the corners so I do not hit my head, Rachel." Shut up, Aiden. However,
maybe his crib is just a little well.
At the end of his tape, we see the well. However, we see a fraction of a second more than we saw the previous time. A hand comes out of the well before the tape goes to static.
And a start of a head.
So sick.
Yeah, and you do see the head too. Yeah, you see the hand, a little bit of the arm, and you see the top of the head start to come out.
I have chills.
Look at
right
that
now, dude.
On YouTube, check it out.
So I love how this movie progresses.
Yeah, this is not baby Jessica down in that well, Shawn. This is
I was a kid. I remember that was like the first news story I remember when I was a kid. That was like peak. God, what year was that?
I don't know.
What year and I remember that being on TV. Yeah. Wow. Baby
Would you want? I bet you well business went down after this. Bet you people were like, I don't want a well in my
cement the well. Yeah, close it up immediately.
Well. No way, no good.
Colorado.
There's a well in Colorado Space too.
Except for Benny, he lives in the well now.
Yeah.
Rachel screams, ejects the tape, throws it under the couch, asks Aiden why he watched it. I couldn't sleep. And then the phone rings. Kid's a dead man walking now. Rachel hangs it up. It rings again. She picks it up screaming, but it's Noah. He's concerned. He's got a dozen pictures of his face, and they're all blurry. So now he believes her. She's like, Noah, watch the tape. Who watched the tape? Our son.
Big reveal. These two numbskulls had a kid.
What a revelation.
Yeah. Videotape arty guy who lives in the big loft who's moved on to another girl. And then you got mom, who's this reporter that's presumably never around. And that's why he's referring to her as Rachel. Probably spends more time with the babysitter. Yeah. Not parents of the year, either of them, for sure.
Bums. Tuesday, day 6. We are flying through these days. Also, it's still raining.
Yeah.
Aiden and Noah are having this like man-to-man talk about how he's an absent father or whatever.
So weird.
Rachel's inside her sister's house looking at Becca's diary. There's a hand-drawn picture of a chair and a video camera. There's a picture of a dead horse with the quote, "Why is this in my head?" There's a circle drawn over and over till it's torn the page. Rachel leaves Aiden with her sister, and her and Noah go do some investigating. Rachel says Anna Morgan has two sides. One, a happy woman who rides horses with a happy husband, sheltered and protected, comfortable. She seems happy and full of light. Then, one day something happens. She turns a dark corner and the light goes out. She ends up in a psychiatric facility alone. Rachel thinks it has something to do with the horses. She wants Noah to go to the psych ward and dig up some info on Anna. She says the things on the tape are leading us somewhere. Katie saw them too before she died. I think before you die, you see the ring. She said it. The name of the movie in the movie. I dig it. It's a great delivery. It's such a phenomenal line and a great quote. I fucking love it.
You're okay
And
with it this time.
and how it ties into the story, like it's just beautifully, like they put everything right in front of you. And I love how I love how it wraps it up at the end. They pull up to a ferry. Rachel gets on the ferry, goes to Lighthouse Island. Rachel's reading more articles about Anna Morgan. One of them mentions her daughter. To her surprise, she's never heard any info of a daughter. She looks at the burn mark on her arm, and we get this shot of the dead horse's eye wide open.
Yeah.
Rachel looks at all the parked cars in the ferry and notices one with a horse and a trailer. She approaches it trying to be friendly, and the horse freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, why? Why is she approaching the trailer? She just went through all this research, Sean, with all this horse stuff. There's no reason. Leave that horse alone.
The horse is bugging out. Everyone's trying to catch it. It escapes, so it charges right toward Rachel. She ducks. It jumps over her off the boat, but the back legs don't clear, so it hits and then smashes its face against the boat. Falls into the water, screaming bloody murder. It's drowning. This is an absolutely horrifying scene.
This freaking podcast, Sean. We're on another movie where we're killing an
Everyone on the
animal.
boat is watching. It gets sucked under the boat. They all run to the back of the boat. They're watching the water from the rudders coming out the back, hoping to see the horse come out the other end. Until a geyser of blood, gallons of blood just come shooting out of the back of this boat because no animals make it out alive from Mid Madness Pod.
Yeah, this one's rough. Like this very long scene. You feel so bad. You feel like the horse like committed suicide, right?
It knows something.
Yeah, it's wow.
How are they gonna connect these dots? Everyone's screaming bloody murder, and right as the scene cuts, for a millisecond, you see the ring.
Oh yeah?
So, oh my God, it is so goddamn cool. The horse, the blood, the guts, everyone's screaming, and the scene cuts. But in the middle, like in Fight Club, when Tyler Durden shows his penis, there's like a microsecond clip, and it's like a blip of the ring.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
eclipse.
I have it up.
So
I just
sick.
went to it. Yeah.
So sick.
We got to do Fight Club, Sean.
It's on the list.
I've read that book. It's a good book.
Me too. One of my
Look
favorite
at that.
movies
It'd
of
be a
all
double.
time. I mean, I've read it like years ago. So
Yeah, me too. But
I
I
mean,
have,
Fight
I have
Club
a
is
couple of his books.
one of my favorite movies of all time. And then we can finally add the Pixies' Where Is My Mind to the In Madness Spotify playlist. But we haven't reached that point yet.
No, we have to add is there any songs about sad horses? Oh, what's that song? I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. So,
And isn't that like Wild
yeah.
Horses? Isn't that from like
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs or something?
Yeah, we're gonna get to Silence of the Lambs.
Eventually.
Yes.
And this, my friends, I feel like is the perfect halfway point for us to take a goddamn breather from this horrifying movie, episode 113, The Ring. I love that we're here. I love this movie. We haven't even gotten to the cool shit yet. I could not wait to buy this movie on DVD. I wish I remember where I bought it from. Like, I feel like it was like Blockbuster or something. Was Blockbuster even around in 2000?
Well, wouldn't it come out probably have been like 2003, I guess it came out.
Yeah, I don't know where I got it. It might have been like, I don't know, Walmart or some shit. I
don't know if it
wish
would
I
be
remembered.
Blockbuster at that time, but there were probably like a Walmart or something, that was around that was selling them. Best Buy, people bought a lot of stuff from there. We stopped this movie without planning at the exact same moment.
Yeah. The horse thing.
Same moment.
to go on after that, it is such a high frequency, high tension moment, and it's literally the exact midway point of the film.
Yeah, I was so excited with all this research going on, and then they kill the horse.
And
It
we
was a
don't
bummer.
know, and like, yeah, halfway through this movie, and like little pieces have sort of come together, but like not
Mhm.
much. And we are going to get hit with a wallop. I can't wait for next Monday.
Yeah, and so like I said earlier, Sean, I only researched the beginning of this movie. So I don't remember the rest of this movie. So I'm like, why? I mean, I'm sure as I'm watching it, I'll be like, oh yeah, now I remember that. Now I remember that. But I haven't seen this movie in 15 years.
Oh, I remember it.
So I'm interested to see. It'll be interesting to see if a couple things come back to me when I'm watching it, and be like, oh man, I remember how freaky that
I
was. And
wonder
now,
if
yeah.
you're going to remember, why did you do that? Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm excited. This is the first time I've done this. I don't know that I always do this because some movies that we do, I'm going to know so well. So, and I feel like there's a ton of extra research to do, but I just wanted to try it for this one to try to like see what it feels like if you listen along with us and take like part one and stop the movie and then watch part two and go along with us. So,
Love this movie. Cannot wait for next week. And also we're doing a voting poll for our next movie, so get ready for that one. I think we're going to announce it at the end of next week's episode. So that gives y'all time to vote and us time to like prepare. And with that, we wrap up episode 113 of the premiere podcast In Madness Pod on the socials at In Madness Pod or inmadnesspod@gmail.com. If you want to write us an email or send us a voice note, you could check us out on YouTube and like and subscribe and comment and give us the 5-star reviews every week. Don't slack on a week. Every single week, like and subscribe and comment and give us the 5-star reviews. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist. I don't think we officially added any songs for this episode. Maybe we did. I'll have to go back and listen. Spread the madness. Tell everybody you know about this show, your favorite podcast, In Madness Pod. Tell all of your friends about it. Get yourself a shirt and a mug at inmadness.com. And you got all your gnarly bits in for part one.
I did, but now I think we should put a Poison the Well song on the Spotify.
Oh, you know what? Just for you, I will. I saw Poison the Well a couple weeks ago. Brooklyn Paramount, great show. Shout out to Poison the Well. Goats, greatest of all time. Yeah, I'll put a couple on. Maybe I'll add 2 Poison the Well songs. Yeah,
there you go.
Good. And with that, we will see you next week for episode correctly numbered 114 of In Madness Pod.